It is Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. This is Daniel once again of Notice TV. I want to talk about idolatry in regards to my life, many people's lives, of course. A revelation has just come upon me on idolatry of, I don't know, today, right? Idolatry of 2024. Most people when they think of idolatry, I guess if you're reading your Bible, they think of worshiping a golden calf, and we don't do that today, stuff like that. But little do we know that the golden calf could be anything around us. Worshiping of any idol could be in any form, and we have to understand that. And I realize that in some capacity, still I am doing the same thing. I am worshiping. Oh, hold on, my alarm going off. Sorry. Um, Sorry about that. But in some form of capacity, I'm still doing that. All right, I'm still worshiping idols in some form or sense, and in some cases unknowingly, right? Um, my cat is like making mad noise up here. She's laying all over my papers. Like I got papers all over the floor because I research and study. There's like papers all over the floor, and she just kind of just want to just lay on them and make noise. And she looking at me. Anyway, so like I said, a revelation has just come upon me. Usually a revelation always come upon me like right before or right after I wake up. I mean, yeah, right after, right before, right after I take my slumber or whatnot. But so it just got me thinking, like, man, you know what? I'm still worshiping in a sense, like I'm still doing the things of the world, right? As followers of Christ, right? As Christians, as we want to call ourselves, right? We want to separate ourselves from the world. We don't want to be like the world. We want to be different from the world. So we have to walk differently from what the people of this world are doing, right? We're talking about image. We talking about imagery, right? We talk about the way we talk, the way we dress, even the way we eat, right? So if I'm walking in the way of Christ, I am not doing the things of the world. I am not acting like the world, right? Everything that I am is of Christ-like figure, in a Christ-like mindset. So if I were to eat like the world, if I'm gonna eat McDonald's and all these big name people, Wendy's and all these establishments that the world is drowned and drenched into, then like I said, your image is everything. Doesn't matter what you're talking. You could be talking all goodness and praise and all this other, but your image is telling something different. What you're doing is telling something. Is preaching a different gospel, right? Yeah, I mean, just think of the people that are deaf, right? How is your message being told to them? Like I said, you may be talking all and preaching all goodness and righteous, but if your image is different, then you're a stumbling block to the people that cannot hear out of their ears. They have an ailment in their ears, and they're relying on their eyes to look at the person in front of them, and they thinking like, okay, well, this is the Christian walk, but no, it's not. So if I'm eating like the world, like if I'm eating McDonald's, Wendy's, and all these other fast food restaurants, establishments, and I am destroying my body with all these junk food, then what kind of Christian walk am I on? I can't do the work of God eating polluted food or defiled food from the king's meat. I can't eat from the king's table. You know what I'm saying? As the Bible entails, talks about that Daniel, how he didn't want to defile himself from the world's meat, literally. The king's table. From the king's table, which is the in a sense the world's table. He didn't want to defile himself. He didn't want him and his brothers in Jehovah, of course, didn't want to defile themselves of the king's meat on the king's table. They opted to keep their sanctification and keep their laws, of course, the laws of Moses, and continue to eat the fruits and the vegetables, whatever it was. I think it was vegetables and water or whatnot, right? So if we as followers of the way are to be different from what the world is, we need to not eat from these establishments, or what you call them, fast food restaurants, or any restaurants that have some big name brand name that the world loves to go to, some big brand name, whatever it is. We have to be set apart, right? We have to be set apart in anything that we do. Music, everything that we listen to, everything. We're not to do what the world does. Now, I'm not trying to be extreme with it, but we have to have that extreme mindset to be different from the world, as I am trying to do little by little, day by day, as the Lord is revealing to me little by little, day by day, of the things that I am still holding on to, obviously, and in most cases, I am unknowingly holding on to, right? So no, yes, well, yes. You know, as a follower of Christ, I'm not gonna pollute my body to these entities. I'm not gonna gouge myself of what the world is eating, and the world is eating a lot of stuff. They're eating cakes and candies of different brand names, Hostess, Entenmann's. Yeah, no, what's it called? What's the other stuff? Them Krispy Kreme donuts. What the world is eating. You know, these little snacks here and there that are establishments that we work for. We're eating off their plates, destroying our bodies little by little. Little do we know that these foods that we eat are still in our bodies from 5, 10 years ago, right? Because they're not really food, right? If we go back to Genesis 1, if we go back to Genesis in general, it tells us the foods that are of what God uh, has given us on this planet. The plain foods, the fruits and the vegetables, the fruit of every tree, right? Besides the one of knowledge and good and evil, of course, and every herb of the planet. That's the real foods. That's the foods that we supposed to be eating. Those are the foods that connect to our genetic code for us to live, right? Right? I mean, the tree of life, right? Adam and Eve, they had rights to the tree of life. Now, the foods that we eat today are our direct genetic code for us to eat and to prosper and to live and to preach this gospel and to do good in the world. So I'm not going to eat all these processed, and I hope the people around me and the people that listen to this understand that the foods that you currently eat, all these processed food, processed cookies, processed cakes, and everything of these fast food restaurants, every fast food restaurant under the sun are all processed foods. The code has been changed. Understand that the foods that are in these restaurants and even other restaurants, them bigger name, I don't know, Applebee's, all them other idol names they have processed foods. They process their food. You know what I mean? They change the genetic code of the foods. They change it around to make it look good, to make it taste good, to heighten the taste buds, which your taste buds shouldn't be heightened at all. Shouldn't be. You know, your taste buds to the point where if you eat regular vegetables and fruits, it don't taste the same to you. You won't get that heightened. You won't get that heightened effect from eating a regular apple because your taste buds have been heightened too much. Messes up your brain. It hits the dopamines, messes up your brain. You can't even eat regular foods no more because you don't get that dopamine effect from apples and oranges because they changed the genetic code. Those foods aren't for the blood. They're not for your blood. They're not good for your blood, I should say. And that's why we're sick, and that's why we have all these diseases. I'm a living testimony of that. I kid you not. I used to eat myself to oblivion with all these processed foods. So unknowingly, my Christian brothers and sisters, you are committing what is called idolatry, which is a sin, obviously. If you eat from these establishments, of course, I'm telling you to stop with the idolatry. If you have to eat from these people at all times, and you giving your money away, and you buying these snacks, and you buying these Hostess and Entenmann's and all these name brand cookies and candies and all this other stuff, then something is really wrong with you. You're satisfying the sin of gluttony. We as human beings are on a survival mode. So so if you're hungry and you cannot live, of course we know we cannot live without food. But if you're in hold on a second, my daughter just left the house or whatnot. So what am I saying is humans are naturally survivors. So if you're hungry, and listen to me very carefully, you're hungry and you don't can't find nothing to eat, and that McDonald burger is the only thing left, then yes, for sure, eat the dang McDonald burger, right? But you don't have to eat the McDonald burger if you're not wanting for food, if you're not hungry, if there's other palatable foods available like these fruits and vegetables that we have around that we don't eat. Stop giving yourself stop giving yourself to these idolatry companies, idols. Unknowingly we are, what I mean, idols. We're not wanting for food now. Just realize that we're not here in America, I should say. We're not wanting for food. Literally, we have abundance of land to grow our own food. Of course, I need to put that in commission on my end, of course. But we have natural foods like fruits and vegetables, apples, pears, oranges, good foods, spinach, green foods, you know what I mean? Good food for the blood. Spring water, stuff like that, man. If you actually have fresh spring water, it tastes so good. Hold on one second. Hey, if you're liking the content thus far, don't forget to press that like button. And if you really liking the content and you watching my other videos, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Alright? Yeah. So yeah, idolatry comes in many shapes and forms, and I just kind of told you guys about the food aspect of it, and I could go further talking about this probably in another recording when it comes to our food consumption and the idolatry around that and the sin around that. But I wanted to really talk about the idolatry of the things that we wear, of course. I know I mentioned before in another recording of how, as a Christ follower, it's imperative for me to not wear, you know, flashy things. I should say jewelry, right? These big name clothes, these brand name, big name clothes, because I want to represent what Christ is, right? I want to represent what is in the heavens. When people look at me as an image bearer, because image is everything. Image is everything. Image isn't everything, but it's a part of ministry. We have to understand that, right? It's a part of this walk. It's a part of a purpose, right? And if I'm wearing all these big brand name things, clothings, I'm steering people away in a sense for those people that care about the things that I wear, the brands that I wear. If I'm wearing Adidas, if I'm wearing all these other big name Gucci, if I'm wearing what's the other stuff? I see I don't even know too much of these names because I don't care for them. If I'm wearing Nike, if I'm wearing LeBrons or Jordans, if I'm wearing all these big brand name companies, and I'm not, I'm staring people away from what God is or anything of God. Because they're looking at all that. They're looking at everything that I'm wearing, all these names, all these people's names that I'm wearing. I'm not even wearing my own name, right? I'm wearing gold chains and idolatry. It's all idolatry. I'm wearing everything that has a name on it. That has someone's name. Someone who doesn't even care too much about me. They care about taking my money, right? But I'm wearing all these names, thinking I'm somebody. I'm wearing all the Coach. What is it? Well, what most women they wear Coach or have Coach bags. I think Coach purses. Right. They have all these names, right? I'm not with it. I'm not with staring people away from God because I'm gonna have to eventually own up to these mistakes. Obviously, everybody have to. Every Christian, I would say, every follower of the way will have to own up to their deeds. I have to come before God eventually on my actions. Oh, you preached a good message, but most of these people got steered away because of the image that you was wearing. Your image bearer lead 10,000 away, but whatever you talk, you only got three people. What? I led 10,000 away by what I was wearing. Everybody went after the gold chains and the Adidas and Nikes and you know. So like I said, I had to. I woke up. I got to the point where like, you know what? I'm gonna have to look in my closet right now. I know I have. I know I wear an Adidas hat still. You know what I mean? I think a few of my posts videos in the past, I'm wearing an Adidas baseball cap. And I'm gonna have to get rid of that, man. I'm gonna have to get rid of it because at this point in my life, I'm not promoting none of these big companies, none of these brands. I'm not doing it. I'm not finna do it. I'm not leading anybody astray. You know what I mean? I'm gonna still buy clothes, of course. I mean, most of my clothes nowadays are like plain stuff, plain t-shirts, plain stuff. I mean, if I have a name, if I most of my other clothes that I have that I purchased recently, they have names on it, but it ain't. You don't know these names. You know what I mean? These names is they're small business. I would say small business. But everybody else, them big names, Nikes, I can't do it no more. Nikes are beautiful. You know, I'm from New York. You know, we like Timberlands, Timberland boots. I can't wear them no more. I can't wear Tims anymore. Right? I love it, but I'm willing to sacrifice what I wear. These Timberlands, even though I haven't had Timberlands in forever, I'm willing to sacrifice my chance to get a Timberland boots or Nike shoes, so I won't have to steer people away, and to the fact I don't have to keep up with an image at all. I don't have to keep up with anyone's mindset. I don't have to keep up with the world. Everybody in the world is wearing these things, these brand names. I don't have to I don't have to do that. I don't have to do what the world is doing. Nor do I care for it. I don't care for it. I don't care for eating my cat. I don't care for eating these big brand name restaurants. I'll go to a small little restaurant that nobody knows. And they still sell my good vegetarian food. We good. I'm not here to be self-righteous. I'm not, but still, as Christ followers and whoever listens, we have to understand and separate ourselves from the world in every deed, in everything that we do. We have to think of God in everything that we do. Think of God in everything that we do. That includes what we wear and what we eat and what we consume, everything that we consume, whether it be music, what we watch on the television or on social media, what we eat, what we consume in our bellies. We have to be different from the world. We have to consider that to be different. We have to be separate from this world. We can't do what the Gentiles do. We can't. Don't do what the other nations do. We are set apart as followers of the way. So as a follower of the way, I'm not no matter, really and truly, I'm not eating from these establishments. I'm not. You know, I, I'm not. You know, not that I can either way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm straight. I'm a vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? So even though I don't like to be called vegetarian or vegan, you know what I mean? I'm not. I know for sure I'm not vegan because I still wear leather. You know what I mean? In some form or fashion, my clothes still have some part leather in it. You know what I mean? So I'm not vegan, but I do consume just straight vegetables and tea and stuff like that or whatever. But when it comes to these brand names, I cannot do it no more. These big name companies, like I said, you may be supporting these big brand name companies unknowingly. Your mind is not opening or open yet to understand the idolatry around these big brand name companies. We're making them rich. You know, There's a lot. It's a lot. Even the medicines that we take, man, the supplements that we take. These I would say these weight loss supplements that we got Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble. These weight loss supplements. Uh, what was the one from the 90s or the 80s? I don't know. I don't know where it started, but what was it the weight loss one? Ah, Weight Watchers, not Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers could be one of them. They just stealing your money, man. You're stealing your money. Weight Watchers or I forget the name, but all these weight loss supplements and milkshakes. You people gotta wake up, man. Wake up and understand that they just taking your money. They got sugar free weight loss supplements. Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm gonna educate you guys a little bit. They got these weight loss milkshakes, right? Or shakes that you make yourself. No sugar. It's no sugar, so it won't raise your blood sugar, so you won't get fat. It doesn't have sugar in it, of course, right? It don't have glucose, but it has the other stuff that'll raise your blood sugar. Look in the ingredients: sucrose, maltodextron, dextrose. All those are still sugars, and they'll still raise your blood sugar, bro. Just because it says no sugar doesn't mean it ain't gonna raise your blood sugar. They got other stuff that makes it sweet in there. I'm educating you guys right now to read the labels. Maltodextron, dextrose, all these polydextrose are still sugars. And probably worse, probably the worst sugars you could possibly put inside your body. Because they're making things much worse in your body. They're not even natural. The natural sugar comes from the fruits, which is fructose. You're supposed to get your natural sugar from the fruits of this planet. We talking about apples, oranges, pears, kiwis, stuff like that. Which it's called fructose. Why are we taking supplements? That was a little education for you guys if y'all ain't know. But I don't want to make this recording too long. I could go longer. I could tell you that. I could go way longer because all I do is read books, bro. I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. I'm trying to help people. Is these words may fall on deaf ears. People's just gonna they may listen to this and be like, nah, I can't get rid of my Coach bag. Nah, I cannot stop wearing these brand name makeups. You know what I mean? I can't stop looking good. I gotta look good for the world. I gotta look good. I gotta let people know that I'm someone because I'm wearing something. And we as followers of Christ need to get out of that mindset. We're not here to live for the world. We're not here to look good for the world. Who cares about these people looking at us and why we not wearing Nikes? No, nobody really cares about that. Really, nobody really cares about that. You wearing all these people's names. Take it off. Take these people's names off you. Wear something plain. Wear a plain t-shirt. Or wear something with a name on it that nobody knows. You supporting a small business. Someone who's in their garage trying to sell their clothes. You could wear their clothes. Wear their clothes. They're a small business. They're nobodies. I hate to say that. They're nobodies. Now, they're somebody. They're trying to do something, of course. But all these big name idolatrous companies we need to stay away from because they're like a leech on you. And you need to free your mind. You need to free yourself. You're in captivity. You're stuck. People, if you still going to McDonald's, you supposed to be set apart in mind, body, and soul. Why are we still eating McDonald's, people? Why? I mean, it's not like we have food. We could obtain food. It's not like we're how you say we're hungry and we need food and we're outside homeless. Those that have food or capable of buying vegetables and fruits, those real foods, why are we eating McDonald's? Why are we eating these fast food establishments? We could get food, is what I'm saying. Real food. We could eat real food. If McDonald's is the last thing on the planet, then by all means survive. But we don't have to do it because we're not in survival mode. We're just eating and being gluttonous pigs and supporting the golden calf of today. All these establishments, right? And it literally is making us sick at the same time. Little do we know that these foods are still rotting in our bellies today. Little do we know if we leave a hamburger, a McDonald's hamburger or a McDonald's French fries out for 10, 12 years, you see it still looks the same. No decay, nothing on it. No decay, no fungi. Imagine that in your body. Your body cannot even process it. We have to wake up and start looking and studying these things, man. And understanding where cancer and all this disease come from. I'm a living testimony. I'm a living testimony of me being sick because of my eating to oblivion, being idolatrous and being a glutton to my belly. I might have to make a part two, man, or part three, four, five, just to educate and wake up people, man, or try to wake up. I would say people gonna listen to this and they just gonna go back to what they were used to. People are still stuck in on the nostalgia. They still stuck on nostalgia. Out. They stuck on nostalgia. They grew up on these things. They grew up on the lifestyle. They love the lifestyle. They love the world. Um, so they can't get away from they're stuck. I could just tell you guys, you could just give it up today. You could give it up today. You could go in your closet, take out all these name brands that you wear, and throw them away, or throw them away, burn them, because you don't want to give them away, because you'll be stumbling someone else. You don't want to give them away. You don't want to stumble anybody else. You want to go in your closet, take them out, and burn them. Burn them or trash them, burn them, whatever you want to do. And wear something plain. Wear something plain, because you're different. You're set apart. You're set apart. Um, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, this is something I would do. Obviously, I would go in my closet and burn everything of a big brand name, whatever it is, and this is what I would do. Um, so you could do it, whatever you want. Whatever you want, you could do. I'm just sending you. I'm just giving you the message. At the end of the day, you gotta want this. You have to want it. If you don't want it, then hey, it is what it is. If you don't want it, you don't want it. But I just don't find it a requirement for Christians to be doing these things anyway. It just makes no sense as a Christian. If you're a follower of Christ, it just makes no sense for you to be still in idolatry. You know what I mean? But in order for that to happen, you guys got to wake up. And if you're still asleep, then there's nothing I can do. Um, but anyway, that's the recording, man. If you guys and girls made it this far, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, take the time to subscribe to my YouTube page at Notice TV. That's all caps, NOTICE TV. I'll catch you later, and may God bless you.